The moment is here, you can stop your search. It's Comics by Perch.
Hey everybody, this is Perch. Two mails, again, kind of the same. We'll get through them here. This one is titled All New, All Bad Variant Covers from Marvel. It says, Marvel just announced a bunch of variant covers featuring potential side characters for some of their characters. And yes, they're all terrible. And if you look at the article that's linked, there's stuff on Newsarama, there's stuff on Bleeding Cool, there's stuff on, I think even CBR. So, which is part of the thing we're going to talk about a little bit is, the PR and the marketing of these variant covers to the news sites is usually on point, meaning, before solicitations have actually been given for the comic itself, or before, in some cases, the creative teams are announced or locked down, the big publishers, Marvel in particular with this one, is sending the variant covers out in advance. And one of the areas DC, if you're going to play the game, DC doesn't send the variant covers out with nearly as much kind of fanfare, promotion, and warning. If you were a news site, or you're getting some of this PR, or a retailer, or comic shop, and I still get some of these comms because I'm on mailing lists, so apparently nobody checks over time to weed out. But anyway, the here's some cover art, usually fairly high res cover art, promoting the variant covers, and the theme of the variant covers is well, I'll read you debuting this October on the covers of Marvel's hottest titles. This new line of variant covers will introduce readers to the extraordinary young partners of heroes like Black Cat, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and more. Like Spider-Boy, these new characters inspire a secret history of countless adventures where they fought side by side with their superhero mentors. Featuring fresh, bold designs by all-star talent, these stunning new covers may just be a glimpse into the future of the Marvel Universe. Check out the 18 of the new champions variant covers now, and keep your eyes peeled for more to be revealed in the coming weeks. And then they show, these characters. So they're variant covers featuring, a character. None of them look very good. I mean, in my opinion, the art's fine, but I don't know. None of them are particularly exciting. The Ghost Rider lass or girl, like kind of a little motorcycle-y Ghost Rider with a skirt is kind of okay. Doesn't really fit with the tone of the current Ghost Rider, but fine. But anyway, if again, what I want to describe to you is, if you think about how events or comics or all the other different types of communications that come from Marvel to retailers to get people hyped and excited about them, variant covers are getting the most love. Seemingly, they generally on point, on time, summarizes a lot of things, puts the covers out there, and that's where the marketing effort often seems to fit. Little micro events. They're doing. We'll put it this way: Ryan North is on Fantastic Four. I haven't loved that title, but a lot of you have. A number of you have written in saying, "Hey, you like it? It's different. It's good. They like the little done-in-one type adventures. Not every book is that way, but a lot of them are that way. But anyway, people are liking this run of Fantastic Four. It has some level of momentum. It feels like kind of weird science fiction. And okay, there's some interest there. Generally speaking, if you're Marvel, a good idea would be to re-up your marketing and your promotion around that book. You're getting positive feedback. Why not go in and remind people it exists, bring out some new readers, try and boost the overall month-over-month run rate of this title, rather than let it just kind of dwindle off. Some marketing promotion would go a long way. Here's what people are saying. I mean, take a cue from CNN or Fox or some of the news sites, where it's like, we're going to write an article based on tweets. And it's like, here's a bunch of people that are saying that it's actually pretty good, and do a little kind of quick, email interview chat, with North to say, what do you have coming up? What's exciting? What's next for this title? That would be a good idea, and it would help the overall just run rate of this comic. And comic fans are starved for this kind of thing. But that doesn't happen. Generally, the book comes out, it gets a little bit of promotion at the very beginning. If there's some kind of crossover event, it may get promotion, although not always. And that's it. The rest of it is kind of left to the devices of the creators involved to hopefully pump up their own book. But month after month, if there's a variant cover line, they're going to put effort into that. So I'll read the second mail. The second mail here is very, very similar. It says, what is with variant covers? It goes, hey, Perchington, I don't get why it seems like Marvel puts more effort into the creativity of their variant covers than the actual comics themselves. Do you notice this? The variant covers are introducing new characters. I don't know if you've seen the most recent line. That's the one I just described to all of you. But basically, it's brand new superheroes like Spider-Boy. I don't know who Marvel is kidding themselves with that Spider-Boy is actually popular and successful, but I suppose they're thinking about how Gwenpool emerged from a variant cover, and now we have Spider-Boy. I don't think Spider-Boy emerged from a variant cover. I think Dan Slott introduced Spider-Boy, and then they did a variant cover for him, but I don't think he started as variant cover. Gwenpool did, and didn't Spider-Gwen also maybe debut as a variant? I don't recall. I know Gwenpool did. Anyway, I'm not sure. But back to the mail. Nobody believes good characters come from variant covers, yet it seems like Marvel is putting more effort into the variant comic covers, and the idea is there than anything I'm actually paying for. There's a catch, but we'll get to it in a second. What do you think? Thanks for all you do. Okay. So, what you're seeing here is not just insanity from Marvel. What you're seeing here is Marvel responding to where they see the business at. And right now, they see the business, pumping up the numbers for the comics through collectors and the variant market. They selling exclusives to shops. Unfortunately, right now, a lot of publishers, and Marvel in particular, but a lot of them, look at the world of comics as there's no hope that we could actually put out a comic that is going to be successful kind of as a comic. The most we can get is like 30,000, 40,000 if we're Marvel. And if we're not Marvel, much less. So what we're going to need to do is to create, exclusives. And we're going to need to create variant covers. And that's going to pump the numbers up. And that's where all the upside is to the comic. And that's just the reality of how the publishers are looking at the business right now. And they're looking at it that way because there's truth to it. It's not like this idea is just coming out of their ass. They actually, that is where the comic industry is migrated. But here's the problem. The comic industry can't sustain that way. The people will get tired of variants. Collectors will wander away. It's quite amazing and remarkable it's lasted as long as it has, but it's not going to continue to go like this forever. There's a shelf life here. And the problem is you really need your comics, your business, to be strong and robust, without leaning on variants and, exclusive schemes and other things like that. I mean, look, if the comic shops continue to dwindle, what's going to happen is that the remaining ones are going to get a lot more conservative with their cash. They're not going to be able to fork out big exclusives anymore. And as that starts to fall, a lot of collectors are naturally going to migrate away as well. It's not a good plan. It's not a long-term plan. It's absolutely how the comic publishers are right now running their business. And if you follow that to its conclusion, it means a lot of things like, what's inside the cover, who the artist is. Imagine for a moment, you're a Marvel executive and you are looking at the numbers, and a significant portion of your sales are coming from exclusives and variants, because that is the truth. That is where a big core of the business is coming from. And imagine going onto Twitter and you see a bunch of kind of random people in there going, hey, your creators are mean on Twitter and your art sucks. Okay? Imagine you're that executive and you go, well, I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't care because I'm not selling the interior of the comic. Oh, is the art bad? I'm sorry, I don't care. Is the art bad on the variant? Oh no, we've got what was in the press release? Hot A-list talent. I mean, some of them, yeah, but I mean, when you see these variant covers, not all of them. But anyway, we've got huge talent, doing the covers. So, oh, I'm sorry. Was a creator mean to you on Twitter? I'm sorry. Do you not like this artist that has no biography and is getting paid the cheapest we can possibly afford out of Honduras? Do you not like that creator? Oh, did the inker just royally fuck up the pencils of a creator that actually drew a good page? I'm still remember like 2 years ago or more. I was like, man, this art looks terrible, and the penciler wrote in, and it's like, hey, I worked hard on that page. Let me show you the original, and the inker just screwed it all up, and it's true. But again, if you're selling the variant cover, if that is your business, it's a little bit like people who run a gas station, and people start to complain like, hey, the interior of the gas station, the shop there, it's dirty. Somebody who's prideful about their business, who cares, will like want to clean it up and not want to have that reputation. But a lot of them are going to go, bitch, 90% of the customers never come into the store. They pay at the pump and go. Like, my business is the gasoline. And that's the truth of where this business is at. Yeah, it sucks. And again, if I think about the long term, anyone, any publisher, any creator, anyone who's banking on exclusives and variants as being a kind of a long-term maintaining thing, I think you're nuts. Again, don't get me wrong. Take the easy money while it's here. That's a business strategy. Go crazy. But, prepare for a rainy day. It won't continue. People are going to get tired of this. Comic shops are not going to have the money to fork out this kind of stuff. It's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. It already is. Talking to friends at in Marvel, it's not as easy to do the variant covers. But what? All the signs are here. Look, when they put out a press release, they put a lot of effort into the variant covers. They do that because that's where the money's coming from. They're appealing to their base. I talk all the time. You hate unforced errors where comic publishers just won't go for the obvious money. This isn't one of those. The comic publishers are going for the obvious money. Collectors, variant covers. As a fan, as a consumer, which is what you presumably are listening to this, do you like that? I'm guessing you don't. I don't know. I look, almost all of us have bought a variant cover at some point. We have. Now, nobody's been brave enough to self-identify in the comments that they are a kind of a habitual variant collector. And again, no problem. If that's who you are, you're not wrong. You're buying what you want. But in terms of health of the business, you have to realize this isn't sustainable. It will not continue this way. Eventually, it is going to come back to, is the story worth collecting? And can we get people to come into this comic and buy it month in, month out? Or maybe I'm wrong. And 15 years from now, we'll be seeing, the more variant covers. I don't know. Retro cover, where we draw a variant cover based on, a classic version of the character in a story you might actually give a shit about, as opposed to what's inside the cover. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, of course. I mean, hell, the channel may be going away, but still subscribe. What are you, crazy? You don't want to miss the end. Thanks for listening.